Okay, good morning. Today is October 7th, 2025. The Parole Board is called to order at 8:46. My name is Pete Freeman. I will be the chair today. To my right is Ms. Stapleton. To my left is Ms. Tillis. We're here today for the revocation hearing on CHAZ Harris. Mr. Harris, will you state your name and DOT number for the record?
You're on mute.
Ms. Parrish, you're on mute.
CHAZ Harris, my DOC number is 791101.
Okay, yes, that's you. Okay, Mr. Harris, did you get a parole questionnaire? Do you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you understand that you wasn't
Yes,
eligible for an attorney, but you have hired your own?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And attorney, would you introduce yourself for the record, please, sir?
That's me. Good morning. My name is Tessa Silver.
Sorry, ma'am.
Sorry, no problem.
Okay. All right, and you can kind of guide him along if you want, and you can give your presentation either before we start or at the end. So,
Thank you. I'm happy to wait until the end.
okay. Okay, so with staff at headquarters, introduce yourself.
Jasmine Thompson.
Sure, I'll think right.
Okay, and would any staff over there at Orleans introduce themselves?
Miss Lawrence.
All right, Ms. Lawrence, thank you for having us today. We appreciate it. Okay, Mr. Harris, your case has been assigned to me, so I'm gonna be leading this hearing. I'm gonna read the violations. You can plead guilty, not guilty, with or without a state, okay? And we're gonna go through them as we go. So each one we'll take and we'll go through the whole thing, get your side of it and everything and go through it, okay? So let's see. Let me get to your violations. All right. You're charged with violating condition number 4. I will not engage in any criminal activity, nor will I associate with people who are known to be involved in criminal activity. I will avoid bars and casinos. I will refrain from illegal use of drugs or alcohol. The subject was arrested on 5/19/2025 and booked into the jail on illegal carrying of weapons, illegal possession of a stolen firearm, violation of a protective order, and criminal damage to property and theft. How do you plead to that charge?
Not guilty.
Okay. Tell me why you're not guilty.
I'm not guilty because I didn't have knowledge that the gun was in my bag. So
You said you didn't know the gun was in your bag.
yes, sir.
What about taking the clothes? Did you take the clothes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the violation of protective order, what's that about?
That's because the charge that I'm on parole for, it was a charge from 2023. So they had put a protective order on me. And by the illegal carry being on me, it's a violation.
By the what now? What made it a violation?
By them charging me with the illegal carry of the firearm, it was a violation of the protective order.
Violation of protective order because you had a gun? Okay. All right. Yeah, I was trying to understand that one. All right. I have a few questions. Okay, so you saying the gun was not yours, correct?
Yes. Yes,
Who
sir.
the gun belonged to?
It belonged to one of my associates that I let stay with me.
Your associates that you let stay with. Okay. And I don't have any other questions regarding that. My colleague.
You say the gun was in your backpack,
Yes, sir.
and how did it get there?
So I let the person that was staying with me, I let him use my bag a few times. So I had no knowledge of it.
Okay, so you guys were sharing a backpack.
Yes, sir.
I see.
Okay. Well, the second, they also charge you with number 5, which is the same thing. So there's, I mean, I'm just gonna read it and get your plea on the record. I shall not have in my possession, control of any firearms or dangerous weapons. And of course, you were arrested on 5/19/25, booked into the jail, for illegal carrying a weapon and illegal possession of stolen firearms. You want to plead the same way and use the same statement?
Yes, sir.
Not guilty. Okay, and then the last one is about your supervision fees. It says you were $441 in arrear on your supervision fees. How do you plead to that?
Guilty.
Okay. Any particular reason you were behind?
So I was trying to get myself together. Like I was having a baby and I was trying to get me an apartment and make sure everything was straight for when she get here.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So let's get to the people here speaking on your behalf. First, we have Miss Chantrell Harris, your mother. Miss Harris.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us what you want us to know about your son.
I'm speaking on his behalf. First, I want to say that when Chaz was living with me, he was not allowed to have any firearms. Secondly, the situation around how the firearms got into his backpack is very unfortunate. Like, he luckily allowed these people to live with him. The maintenance people let the people into his house after he told them that they had to leave. The maintenance man allowed them into his apartment after he told them that they couldn't return. When he asked me to meet him, he had left my home. He asked me to meet him at the apartment. When I got there, I noticed that the guy had 2 firearms. I called the police. When NOPD got there, they treated us like we were the aggressors. Like, they disregarded the whole thing of the guy having the firearms and told me that it was not even. I asked them to search him. They refused. A week later, Chaz was doing whatever he was doing with the theft situation, and that's when the firearms came.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question? You say when you got there, you noticed the 2 guns, he had 2 guns?
Yes, the guy who he allowed to stay there, and that's what prompted me to dial 911.
You called 911.
I did.
Okay.
All right. And Brian Large. Okay, so say
Good morning.
what you want to say.
Board. Good morning, board. My name is Brian Larson. I'm a social worker with the Orleans Public Defender's Office here in support of Mr. Harris. So like immediately when I assessed Mr. Harris's needs, I identified a few very important things. So you do have a rigid plan that I did submit to the board. And one of the things that I identified is that Mr. Harris has had some mental health challenges that goes back to when he was an adolescent. And some of those things have continued to cause problems for him. I personally, me and Mr. Harris, we came up with this plan. He agreed to it. And the first thing that the plan states is that I'll be referring him to Metropolitan Human Services, where he can be connected to an ag team, so he can maintain a baseline level of functioning and medication compliance. Another referral will be to First 72 Plus, where he can get some additional support. And our office also will be directly communicating with probation and parole to make sure that in his support systems, to make sure that he stays on the right path. Also want the board to consider this, that Chaz has a very supportive family. And one of the things that I didn't note in my reentry plan was that, Chaz was working as a chef at Antoine's restaurant and also working part-time at Mr. Az. And he had an apartment and he was managing and doing well. And also I just want the board to consider allowing him to get some help. You know, this is a young man who's trying. He has some mental health challenges, and I think that with the right support in place, that he can thrive and continue to be productive citizen.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Okay, and now Ms. Silverman, his attorney, would you close it out for us before we vote?
Thank you very much. So one thing is that we received last evening an NOPD report that we had requested, which corroborates what Ms. Harris and Mr. Harris were describing about this incident with these other people. Since we got it last night, I wasn't able to send it over to the board yet, but I'm happy to put it up on my screen now and email it over later if that would work.
Sure. What can you tell us what it says?
Yes,
Basically?
absolutely. I'll share my screen and then I will also read it.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Okay. Yeah, you need to read it. I'll never read
Yes,
it.
absolutely. No problem. So the actual narrative is short. It says on Tuesday, 5/13/2025, which is a few days before the incident where Mr. Harris was arrested, Senior Police Officer James Godwin responded to a signal 103F fight at 2511 South Carrollton Avenue. And then that lists item number 12624-25. We requested that report as well, but we're told that that investigation was still pending, so it was not released to us. The fight involved the complainant of this report, CHAZ HARRIS, and his acquaintance, Demetrius McLean. And to clarify, I think if we had the other report, what it would explain is that the reason for the fight is that Mr. Harris was trying to get Mr. McLean to leave his mom's house after he had been discovered there with a firearm. Whom he had allowed to reside in his apartment for approximately 1 week before a falling out occurred. Shortly after resolving the fight and leaving the scene, Officer Godwin responded back to 2511 South Carrollton Avenue in reference to a Signal 67 theft. On Officer Godwin's arrival, Harris stated that 2 sets of keys to his apartment were missing, one from his girlfriend's purse and one which he had in his trouser pocket when the fight transpired. He showed Officer Godwin a text message from McLean, where McLean stated that he had the keys in his possession. Officer Godwin requested that Harris email him screenshots of the text message to attach to his report, though it had thus far not been received and will be attached in a supplemental report if it is obtained. McLean's identity is also not positive as of the time of this report. His date of birth is not known, only an approximate age estimated by Harris. So the reason that I wanted to just share that with you all is just to substantiate what Mr. Harris and his mother have shared, that there was this incident truly just a few days before Mr. Harris was arrested, where other folks were found in his mom's home with weapons, and there was a conflict between them where the police were called, they were forced to leave, and then it was discovered that they had stolen, essentially, keys to the apartment, which would have allowed them to regain access and leave whatever property or items wherever they wanted to in the home. And certainly plausible that they could have put a gun in Mr. Harris's backpack, having shared the backpack with him before, either, maybe just to stash it because it's a firearm and they didn't want it to be discovered elsewhere, or maybe as some form of retribution for what had happened earlier that week. I had an opportunity to review the body-worn camera of the search of Mr. Harris, which I imagine you did as well. And it did really strike me that there's a strong shift in Mr. Harris's demeanor after the firearm is discovered in the backpack, that up until that point, he's very calm, he's extremely cooperative, he doesn't seem to be concerned at all. And I will note that he was not even arrested for, let alone later charged with, any theft of merchandise of the store. And then when the firearm is pulled out of the backpack, he basically decompensates, like he is shaken, he's shocked. He says that he is, he shared the backpack with others, he's crying, he says he doesn't know it was there, he says he's going to kill himself at one point. It's very hard to watch, but I think that the really striking change there is further evidence that he genuinely did not know that the firearm was there, or else you probably would have seen that behavior, or at least more anxiety, earlier on when he first is detained and they take his backpack. So for all those reasons, I do think that it is not more likely than not in this case that Mr. Harris knew that he had a firearm in his possession. And in light of that, in light of the fact that this is his first time on parole and he was otherwise doing everything he possibly could to be compliant and to stay on the right track, and in light of the really excellent plan that Mr. Lars has helped put together to help continue to keep Mr. Harris stable, we would be asking that the honorable board not revoke his parole today. Thank you.
Okay. All right, does my panel have any other questions?
Yeah. Mr. Harris, you did say you stole when you were at the store. Did I hear you say that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have no more questions.
Okay. Okay, it's time for the board to vote. I will vote first, since I am the chair today. I find you in violation of condition number 4, 5, and 10. The gun was in that bag. If I was on parole, I'd be searching anything I picked up, and I wouldn't be loaning anything to people I knew that had the propensity to have a firearm or whatever. But my vote today is to revoke, and that's my vote. Mr. Tiller
My vote also is to revoke.
and Mr. Stapleton.
And I concur with my board members. I'll vote to revoke.
Okay, Mr. Harris, today your parole's been revoked. You'll be getting a letter in the mail telling you everything and what you can do and when you can reapply. Good luck to you. Okay, the parole board is back in session. It's 9:19. My name is Pete Freeman. I'm the acting chair. To my left is Mr. Tillis. To my right is Ms. Stapleton. We will be your panel today. We are now at Rapides Detention Center. Is there any staff in the room with you, Mr. Williams? Get off mute, please, Mr. Williams.
Sergeant Steindl, sir.
Okay, Sergeant, thank you for having us today. Have y'all had any problems or anything you want to tell us about, Mr. Williams?
No, sir, we've had no problems with him.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Williams, we're here today for your revocation hearing. Please state your name and DOC number for the record.
Rasheed O'Shea Williams, 00602-655.
Okay. That is it. Okay, and today you have here with you speaking on your behalf is Raynette Johnson,
Yes, sir.
ex-girlfriend,
Yes, sir.
and Chris LaCour, your attorney. Mr. LaCour, would you like to save your statement to the end or at the beginning?
Best for last.
All right, save it for last. Okay, and you can help him as we go. Anytime you want to get in and confer with your client, you're welcome to do so.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna read the violations. Well, no, at this time, I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Tillis. He's gonna read the violations and then we'll ask you questions as we go.
Good morning, Mr. Rasheed.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
You can plead guilty, not guilty, or with statement. Rule violation number 4, in that the offender committed the offense of weapons, possession of a firearm by convicted felon, 3 counts, or on or about 7/16/2025, for which he was charged on 7/18/2025 by the state of Louisiana probations and parole. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or with a statement?
Not guilty.
Okay, let's talk about it. Tell us why you're not guilty. What happened?
I paroled out to that address, but I wouldn't stand there at the time.
What time was that?
The date, I think, July 16th. I caught the charge.
Okay, and you were not living there?
No, sir.
Was the apartment in your name?
No, sir.
It wasn't?
No, sir. It was a house.
Okay, and you weren't using it for a residence?
No, sir.
Okay. Any other questions from the panel?
I have a question. Why didn't you tell your parole officer you was moving?
I just was going through a lot of mental health situations, in and out of mental homes, and not taking my medicine, just going through a lot.
Okay, when did you move out of that residence?
Maybe a few months prior to.
So that would have been in what, May? When this occurred?
May, July, 3rd of July.
Okay, so that would have been in May. Because there was a personal contact with you at that residence.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that doesn't look too, okay. I have no further questions.
I have any questions?
Okay, violation number 5, in that the offender had firearms in possessions on or about 7/16/2025 as evident by his arrest by the state of Louisiana probations and parole. How do you plead?
We got a PNP person to us.
A PNP? Okay. Okay, how do you plead on that? Guilty, not guilty, or with the statement?
You say for the weapons?
On violation number 5, in that the offender had firearms in his possession on or about 7/16/2025, as evident by the arrest by the state of Louisiana probations and parole. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Not guilty?
With the same statement, I take it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have one up.
We'll get to it when you get
Okay.
finish your last violation.
Let's go ahead and rule violation number 10. In that the offender is in the arrear in the amount of $1,099 on his monthly supervision fees. The last payment on this account was on October 30th, 2024, in the amount of $161. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or with a statement?
Guilty.
Guilty. Okay. Is that everybody who is going to speak?
Yeah, now we're gonna go through them now. Okay, now we're gonna go to the people that are here to speak on your behalf. First, Chantrell Harris, your mother. Ms. Harris, what do you have to say about your son?
That's not my client's mother. I don't know who Chantel Harris is. She's not related to this case.
I'm looking at the wrong list. That's why she's not related to that case. How about Raynette Johnson, your ex-girlfriend? On the right track there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
what you want to tell us about Mr. Williams?
When Rashid moved out my home, when he was in my home, the weapons was not in the home. But the weapons are mine. So when he moved out, I currently went and got those and put them back in my home.
What are you saying? You say the weapons were not there
No, sir, not while he was there.
and they were yours?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what did you do with them?
I took them to my mom's residence and put them in her storage.
Okay.
Do you have any paperwork showing that you own those firearms?
I currently have paperwork on one of them, and but I don't have paper. I lost my paperwork in the move when I had got the other one.
Okay. I have no further questions of her. Anybody else? You have any questions for the witnesses? Okay. And now we'll get to you, Mr. Crystal Core. Your attorney, what do you want to say on your client's behalf?
Good morning, board. I would say that I believe that what Mr. Williams is guilty of is not informing his parole officer when he made that move. The paperwork I submitted to the board showed that he got a lease at an apartment, which is literally just a few blocks from where Ms. Johnson lives down the road in February of 2025. Now, why Mr. Johnson didn't tell his parole officer he moved, I can't answer that question. Only he can. But I believe it's probably directly related to all of his mental health situations that he's been going through. I don't know when his diagnosis came about, but he has been having mental health issues, and it would be noted in his parole record that um, he sometimes his parole officer would even make contact when he was having these mental health crises and going to these mental health homes for short periods of time, like a week or two, until he got stable again. As far as the weapons go, Mr. Williams has already been on parole for at least a year or more. All of the previous visits to that home produced no weapons. And then this last visit in July, we have weapons. I believe that would give credibility to what Ms. Johnson was saying when she said, well, when Mr. Williams was actually living there, she kept her weapons away. When he left, she brought her weapons back. there was a visit in May, right before July. And like I say, I can't explain why Mr. Williams wasn't telling the parole officer, look, I no longer live here. Maybe they made contact with him and he hadn't told them, and maybe he panicked and just kept using that address. I don't know. Maybe he thought he would get him in trouble and back in jail. I don't know the answer, but when they came in May, they found no weapons. So I believe that gives Ms. Johnson's statement credibility that she only brought those weapons back once Mr. Williams was no longer there. As far as the money goes,
We're not worried about the money.
yeah.
We,
And
we
I
go for
will
money.
I will
We-
also oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay, sir.
I would also put out there that um the new charges, him firearm by felon, the district attorney's office has decided not to pursue those charges, and those charges have been no cased as of this meeting today. Now I know arrest alone can violate your probation. I get that, but um, the new charges are not pending, and Mr. Williams, I didn't get a letter from his mental health counselor till this morning, and I wasn't able to email it over till this morning, so I don't know if it's in his packet, but I did send it this morning. He's been getting extensive mental health treatment, and they believe he was on the right track trying to get stable. I believe that if he's given the opportunity to go back on parole, um, along with the help he was getting from oh, I forget the name of the place.
Assertive aspirations.
Assertive Aspirations. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Along with their help, I believe he can continue to be on the right track. I believe this was just a hiccup. It's
Okay.
he takes I believe he takes responsibility for not informing them of his address change, but those weapons were not his. And Miss Johnson took responsibility when the officers were present at her home. She told them they were mine. Um, that's what I have.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Okay. And also we have with us Miss Dasha Buster, P&P officer. Did I say your name right? Miss Dasha?
Datha Bustard.
I'm gonna just say Miss Buster. Okay, Miss Buster, tell us what you want us to know about this case. What happened? I mean, when you went there, did he tell you that wasn't his residence, or they just?
So when we went to the address on July 16th, Miss Johnson answered the door for us. At no point did she tell us that Mr. Williams did not reside there. She claimed he had left to go walk to the store and he would be on his way back. She called him and told him that we were there, at which point Mr. Williams met us outside the residence. We told him we were there to make contact with him and we were going to conduct a walkthrough of the residence. At that time, or at no time, did Mr. Williams ever inform us that he did not reside there. The offender, Mr. Williams, showed us the bedroom that he shared with Miss Johnson, which was directly to the left of the front door. I entered that bedroom and opened a door, which was to a closet, at which time I observed the two firearms leaned up against the wall. Mr. Williams was then was detained at that point. Miss Johnson also requested her cell phone, which she said was laying on the bed in that room, and we located a handgun on that bed as well. At no point while we were at the house on July 16th did Miss Johnson, Mr. Williams, or even Mr. Williams' mother, no one said he did not reside there. Since Mr. Williams has been released on parole in October of 2023, this has been the only address he has had on file with probation and parole, and we have made contact with him at this address on 10 different occasions.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you coming today.
Thank you.
Okay, do my colleagues have any more questions?
I have no more questions.
No, I don't.
Okay, is the panel ready to vote?
I'm ready.
Okay, Mr. Tillis, you'll vote first since it was your case.
Mr. Williams, due to the evidence that we have, my vote today is going to be to revoke.
Ms. Second.
And I concur with Mr. Tillis.
Okay, and I concur also. I find you in violation of condition number 4 and number 5. Today your parole has been revoked. Good luck to you, sir. We're signing out of Rapides at 9:34.
See how you
beep, beep, beep. Oh, because it's a fire, and something was burning before and it'll save our life. And instead, it gets on our nerve. It used to get on our nerve, but yeah, it used to. No.
Okay. All right, we're now at Tangipahoa Parish Jail. We're here for the revocation hearing on Stephen Barnett. My name is Pete Freeman. I am the acting chair today. To my right is Ms. Stapleton. To my left is Mr. Tillis. Would any staff at Tangipahoa please introduce yourself? Ma'am?
Is he on mute?
Are you on mute?
Seems to be.
Can you tell me your name, please, ma'am?
I'm Lieutenant Kiana Frazier, Assistant Warden. Stephen Barnett, this is not Stephen Barnett, so
Who is that?
this is Bradley Patrick.
No, Stephen Barnett. He's Stephen.
We need Stephen Barnett.
Hey, Stephen Barnett here?
Do we have Patrick Williams?
I think he is. I got a case in got a case.
They need him for his parole.
Patrick.
All right, I apologize. They have to go pull him.
Who was that guy?
We have Bradley Patrick and Norman Selders up here at the moment.
Norman Selders is ours.
Tell Brandon also. Tell Patrick, come on.
All right, come on, Patrick.
Carolyn.
I'm the one put them beans up in the house. See the beans in the background? The dude come home, and I wasn't letting people in the house. The dude went over there. Can you hear me? Yeah, they said.
Patrick, we're gonna go on and do your case, while we wait for Mr. Barnett. Okay, the parole board, is called back to order. My name is Pete Freeman. I'm the acting chair. To my left is Mr. Tillis. To my right is Ms. Stapleton. We're here today for the revocation hearing on Patrick Bradley. Mr. Bradley, would you introduce yourself, name and DOC number?
Bradley Patrick, 728-414, date of birth 12/28/94.
Okay. Let's see, make sure that number was right.
Yes.
Yes, okay. And ma'am, you had introduced yourself. Please give it to me again, please.
I'm Lieutenant Kiana Frazier, Assistant Warden.
Lieutenant Frazier. Okay, Ms. Frazier, is there anything you could tell us about Mr. Bradley's behavior since he's been there? Any problems?
Since he's been here, I think he's been here, maybe about 20-something, 30 days. We had no issue, no disciplinary issues or anything.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Okay, Mr. Bradley, your case has been assigned to Mr. Stapleton. Do you have your parole questionnaire with you? We'll put one up on the board. We're gonna put one on the screen. Tell me if that's your signature. It's coming.
We're gonna get it. Hey.
Okay, do you see that form? Do you remember it?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember signing it?
Yes, sir. I remember signing it.
Okay, that says that you're not eligible for appointed counsel, that if you had counsel, you'd have to pay for it. Do you want to proceed today without counsel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Bradley. As I stated, your case has been assigned to Ms. Stapleton. She will read your violations. You'll plead guilty, not guilty, with or without a statement, and we'll go through each one as she reads them, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Stapleton, go ahead.
Okay, violation, number 2, you have not submitted any monthly reports. An appointment letter was sent to your address of record, and you failed to report to the probation and parole office on 6/26/2025 and 7/28/2025. That's number 2. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Okay.
Okay, what's your statement about that?
My statement about that, well, me and my wife, we was going through it at the time, and she was trying to get me to move out of the state to go to Florida, and I wasn't. She dropped me back off in my normal area and left. And when I went back to my Avondale 920 Roof Drive, she wasn't there. Came back to my section. My car went down on me, and I didn't never receive any information from my parole board because they all had my wife's information with her phone number.
You didn't think to call them?
No, she wouldn't give me the phone number, sir. That's the honest truth.
You know, you're a 6th felony offender, so I know you know the rules.
6th felony.
What are you? No, I'm sorry. No, you're not a 6. I'll take that back. You are a 2nd felony offender.
Yes, sir.
That was the case that we were supposed to have before. Okay, all right.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You say your wife wanted you to go to Florida.
Yes, sir.
on vacation or just,
No, that's what, well, she came out here, she moved out here. She tried to get me to move back with her, but I was telling her I was on parole. I can't do that. And she did it anyway, and I just stayed out here. And my family was telling me to contact the parole boards and stuff. And it just so much was overwhelmed on me. And I didn't run from y'all, and I'm here today.
So you admit that you did, you ignored because she sent letters too.
Right, but they were going to a house you wasn't at, is what you said.
She was I had a laptop at the time and that I can communicate on, and she had sent like a video of a video of my parole officer at the door, and no communication back with her. I tried to get her to contact y'all, but she won't contact y'all, and it just goes on.
Okay, let me ask you this. Where are you living right now?
What
What will be your address if you were to get out?
If I was to get out today, my address would be Amite, Louisiana. It'd be the Banks Lane or OD Dudley.
so you know how to contact your parole officer now?
Yes, sir. I have to deal with my family.
Do you have a cell phone or wherever you're living, you'll have a phone where you can contact them?
Yeah, my T lady, good family member, just got me a phone and stuff right before I came. It should be still in their possession. It's a government phone though.
Okay, so you do know how to get in touch with your parole officer?
You can say it again, sir?
Do you know how to get in touch with your parole officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And you said your family during that time, I mean, you knew that the parole officer, you saw video at the front door, and then she mailed letters to you, and that your family had told you to get in touch with the parole officer, so you just ignored all of that.
No, I basically, ma'am, the day before I got arrested, I went to my family and I let them know, honestly, they is with the police force too. I went to them and I told them, I was like, look, I'm not out here messing up. I feel I have a warrant. They told me to come up here. It happened too fast. They came and arrested me. So
Okay, all right. All right, so are you still pleading not guilty? Because it sounds like you're admitting to that you did not get in touch with your parole officer.
So which one would be the best for me?
Oh, we're not even gonna go there. Okay, so here's the other one. I will live at the address on this certificate if I must move from this address. I will get permission from my parole officer before doing so. In addition, I will not leave the state of Louisiana without written permission from my parole officer. Attempts to contact you at your residence on 6/18/2025 and 7/23/2025, but received no answer. On 7/23/2025, your address of record appeared to be unoccupied. That's number 3.
So you're giving the same statement for number 3 you gave for number 2. It's basically saying the same thing.
Yes, sir.
So you plead not guilty with a statement.
Yes, sir.
Which was the statement you just gave,
Yes, ma'am.
which you knew she was trying to get in touch with you, but
Oh, no,
you just didn't.
I think I had a mail.
Okay, no. All right, number 9. I agree to visits at my residence or place of employment by my parole officer at any time. I also agree to searches of my person, property, residence, and or vehicle when reasonable suspicion exists that I am or have been engaged in criminal activity. Attempts to contact you at your residence on 6/18/2025 and 7/23/2025, but received no answer. On 7/23/2025, your address of record appeared to be unoccupied, basically what the previous one was just saying. So how do you plead for that?
guess I could plead guilty, man. I'm not
Okay,
trying,
so
I'm not trying to, answer you wrong or anything.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna put guilty down, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, number 10, you have not made a payment towards supervision fees and you are in the arrears of $441. Were you working?
Yes, ma'am, I'm self-employed. Every time I try to, well, the time that I did try to pay my parole officer, he told me to keep my money and keep my nose clean. That's the best thing that I can be doing since I'm free. So I refrained the money. I kept it, and I just kept my nose clean and stayed out of trouble, man. And I even told him when my last hearing, I told him that my family had the money, the $441, they would pay it for me. They would just hold the money because they know I owed parole.
Your family has that money right now?
Yes, sir. I can get it to you.
Okay.
Is this your first parole?
Yes, sir.
Just needs a second.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Carolyn, you have any other questions for him?
And I understand that you were staying with your uncle and at the preliminary hearing, he verified this.
Is that where you're going back?
Yes, sir.
And it's on Dudley Lane,
Yes, sir.
that you occasionally stay with your uncle. And he testified at your preliminary hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, Bradley, really, all of this could have been avoided just by telling your officer. It was simple. I mean, you caused yourself a lot of stress and there was all these attempts and you didn't have to do that to yourself. Okay, I don't have any questions.
I don't either. Okay, Mr. Stapleton, are you ready to vote in your session? What you want?
Let me,
I second.
Okay, Ms. Stapleton moved for an executive session. We have a second by Mr. Tillis. Would you call the roll, please?
Freeman,
Yes.
Tillis,
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
We're going to go into executive session for just a few minutes to discuss confidential matters.
Yes, sir. And this woman still won't give me a divorce.
So they basically telling you, even, we all go through.
Okay, we'll call back to order. Do we have to take a vote to go back in?
Yes.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Freeman,
Yes.
Tillis.
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
Okay, we've come to, we've discussed our confidential, matters. Now it's time for Ms. Stapleton to vote.
I vote today to not revoke and, you're gonna have to report immediately to your probation officer. And, you'll have to do that every two weeks. I mean, abide by the rules, for heaven's sakes. And, that's gonna be for what, 2 or 3 months?
Right, I'll.
Yeah, and Mr. Freeman's gonna give you some more, conditions.
Ms. Tiller?
My vote also is do not revoke.
Okay, you're getting a break here today. I'm gonna tell you, it's important to keep up with that probation officer. And I believe a lot of you saying you're going through a lot of stuff. So we all gonna give you a break today, but I am gonna add the condition. You said you have that $441, correct?
Yes, sir.
I want that paid within 30 days of you being released, which you'll probably be released today.
Yes, sir.
And I also want you to report to the probation officer once every 2 weeks for the next 2 months.
Can you write that down for me, Ms. Fraser?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get you a copy. You'll get a copy in the mail. So, well, hopefully we got his right mail and address. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. You think you can do that for us?
Yes, sir.
Your last shot, buddy. Make sure you do it right.
Yes, sir. I
All
appreciate
right, are we closing out there? Okay. Okay, we're back in session. We now have Mr. Selders. Oh, can you hear us, Mr. Selders? Oh, who you got there? Who you got? Who you got?
That's Barnett.
Barnett?
Yeah.
We can go with
We can go with Stephen.
All right.
All right, Stephen, let me just readjust real quick. Stephen Barnett, that's my case. Okay.
So who's up now?
Yep, Stephen Barnett. Stephen Barnett. Okay, you ready? Because I'm gonna go with him. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Mr. Barnett, please state your name and DOC number for the record.
Stephen Burnett, 363-448.
Okay, Mr. Barnett, today we're here for your revocation hearing. I will be the guy handling your hearing. Your case was assigned to me. I'll read the violations. You can feel you guilty, not guilty, with or without a statement. After we go through all of the violations, we'll let your witnesses talk, and then we'll make our decision. Do you have your parole questionnaire with you?
No, sir.
We're gonna put one up on the screen. Is that yours? Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you realize you're not eligible for appointed counsel, that if you wanted it, you'd have to hire it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you wish to proceed without appointed counsel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get started then. I'm gonna read the condition. Let's see. Condition number 3. I will live at the address on this certificate. If I must move from this residence, I will obtain permission from my parole officer for doing so. In addition, I will not leave the state of Louisiana without written permission from my parole officer. Subject has failed to report moving from the registered address and has been absconded from supervision since 10/4/2022. Consequently, a warrant was issued on 10/31/22. When the arrest was executed by probation and parole on 8/20/25, we found a violation of the subject leaving the state of Louisiana on Carnival Cruise in Orlando, Florida. This evidence to include are tickets of the cruise and video statement from the subject's wife stating they went on the cruise. How do you plead to that?
Guilty with a statement.
Okay, let's hear your statement.
Well, as for me moving from the address, I was working 2 jobs and I ain't never get in contact with my parole because I had lost my phone. But when I had saw them, they had told me that they were gonna send somebody out to me. And as for the cruise, that was my wife's honeymoon, and she just had paid her money for me to go on a cruise, and I didn't know until 3 days before I was supposed to go on a cruise. But by me knowing that was something that a woman would like to do on their honeymoon, I know I was wrong, and I didn't want to hurt my wife, so I had went and wound up hurting myself in the process.
Correct. Okay, now, why didn't you call him though? I mean, when you hadn't heard from him in over a year, don't you think you should have tried to get in touch with them?
Yes, sir. I tried to call, but it went to answer machine, and I had left a message. But by me working, I had wound up losing my phone, and that's how I wound up losing contact with them. But I was working 2 jobs, and I never had time to even much to go live there and see them because I was trying to keep both of my jobs.
Okay. And the next one deals with pretty much the same 3. I agree to visits at my residence or place of employment by my parole officer at any time. I also agree to searches of my person, property, residence, and or vehicle when reasonable suspicion exists that I am or have been engaged in criminal activity. The subject absconded from parole supervision on or about 10/4/22 by moving from his address of record without notifying his assigned officer and failing to provide a new valid address for his residence. All efforts to contact subject in person at his residence have been unsuccessful since 10/4/22. A parole warrant was issued on 10/31/22. His whereabouts remain unknown until his arrest by probation and parole. So is that going to be I mean, you have any other testimony you want to give with regards to that, or is it the same as the previous testimony?
Guilty.
I was working at Hammond. I never ran. I was working at Hammond. I was working at Sansom Farm my whole time. I never ran and went to nowhere else. I just was working, going home and coming back home.
But you didn't report.
Yes, sir. Because I was working 2 jobs. I had a day job and I had a night job. It wasn't that I was trying to just not go see my parole or not seeing him. I just was working. It just was a miscommunication on me. It was my fault, but I just was working. That's all I have been doing since I've been home. I've been home since 2020. I never got in no trouble.
So you do understand you need to contact your parole officer?
Yes, sir. And when I did try to contact him, they were saying that I was preferred to somebody else. Because at first I had a woman, then I had another woman. And when it came to the man, it was a miscommunication on my behalf because I had been working and we ain't never hadn't seen each other. But I've been living in Hammond since 2020. I'm really from New Orleans. I didn't go back to New Orleans because I wanted a better life. So I changed my life by going to Hammond. And when I came to Hammond, all my results had changed. But I just had forgot about my parole officer. It wasn't that I was trying to run. I was trying to live a better life.
So you still have both jobs?
Yes, sir. But it's on a limb now that I've been in here, but they've been calling my wife trying to check on me to see what's happening because they've been trying to hold my job for me.
How long have you been incarcerated?
I've been incarcerated like 50 days now.
50 days. Okay.
And then the last one is, I will pay supervision fees in the amount set by the Louisiana Department of Correction pursuant to Louisiana revised statute. Payments are due the first day of each month. You're currently $378 in arrears. How do you plead to that charge?
I plead guilty to that, sir, but I could pay that.
Okay.
And I have been
Answer
paying.
this. Were you making payments from 10,022 on?
Yes, sir. I had stopped making payments, I think like the end of 22.
Okay. All right. Does my colleagues have any questions before I get to the people that are here to speak on his behalf? Okay, let's hear from Taisha Davis, your wife, Ms. Davis. Tell us what you want to tell us.
Me and Steven got married in 2023. He's been working since I've been with him. He didn't move with me until after we got married in 23, actually June of 23. And he works with the Bill Yard Company in the daytime and Sansom Farm at night, and they've been calling me. They're trying to hold his job because he really haven't been getting in no trouble. And I told him he had to go before the parole board, so they're trying to hold it for him. But all he do is go home and work. That's it. He moved with me a little after we got married. He was still at 106 East David Drive. He was just going back and forth from from his jobs. He didn't move with me until after we got married. That's what I was trying to explain to them. He was still there.
Do you realize he has to contact his parole officer?
I don't understand. I didn't understand all of that then, but I do now. I do understand the consequences now.
You think you could help him to do that? He says he's 2 jobs and all of that.
Yes, I know I can. I know I can make sure they can have my number, his number. Because I have him on my plan now. So he'll always have a phone. He'll always be able, they can come to the house, they can do whatever they need to do. He'll be there.
You don't have any guns in your residence?
No, no, sir.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Miss Lenora Vernon, your godmother, Miss Vernon.
None of my people.
Okay, you on mute.
We're for Bradley Patrick. We're for Bradley Patrick.
Okay, well, they got the wrong one there. Okay, we got Miss Vernon. What about Linda Yancey? Is Linda Yancey on?
Yes, but I'm also for
Patrick.
But are you for, Mr. Barnett also?
I think he made a mistake.
Yeah, okay, that must be an error, okay. All right, let's see.
Is that all for him, just his wife?
Let's proceed, we're gonna get. Yeah.
Is there anybody else?
She's trying to get them moving.
Okay, we're gonna take a short break while we try to get those on. Could you, mute?
You had anybody else? That was just your wife. They got a confused.
All right, there was a clerical error and we had somebody down that wasn't for this case. We did hear from your wife and she is the only speaker, correct, that you have on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, the panel is ready to vote. I will be voting first since it's my case. Mr. Barnett, I got to tell you, I don't believe you. You're a sixth felony offender. You knew you should be in contact. You back in a ton of time. My vote today is that you violated condition number 3, and number 9 and number 10, and my vote is to revoke. Mr. Tiller?
I concur with Mr. Freeman, violating 3, number 9.
And Ms. Tillis. I mean, Mr. Stapleton.
No, I concur with Mr. Freeman and, you are a sixth felony offender, so you definitely knew the rules and you just decided to do what you wanted to do.
Yeah,
And so you can't do that.
okay, today your parole's been revoked. Good luck to you. Okay, we're here. We're still at Tangipahoa Parish Jail. We're now here for the revocation hearing on Norman Selders. Mr. Selders, please state your name and DLC number.
You're on mute.
Norman Ray Selders, 348-362.
Okay. All right. Mr. Selders, do you have your parole questionnaire with you?
No, sir.
We're gonna put it up. Tell me if this is your signature.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's your signature? Okay, you understand that you're not eligible for appointed counsel today, that if you wanted counsel, you'd have to hire it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you want to proceed without counsel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the way this will be handled, Mr. Selders, your case has been assigned to Ms. Stapleton?
No, sir.
Mr. Tillis.
Mr. Tillis. It's assigned to Mr. Tillis. Please answer his questions. You can plead guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement, not guilty with a statement. And we'll ask questions after we're finished. And then when we're done with you, we'll ask your son for his comments. Okay?
Good morning, Mr. Selders. How are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
Good, good. You're in violation of rule number 4. Subject is in violation of the conditions in that he was arrested and booked into Tangipahoa Parish Jail on 1/12/2025 with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and attempted second-degree murder. These charges are currently pending in the 21st Judicial JDC in Tangipahoa Parish. These charges of attempted second-degree murder was billed under TAN number 25-00540. However, the case was rejected by the 21st JDC District Attorney's Office on 8/19/2025. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or with a statement?
Not guilty.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Why do you plead not guilty?
I didn't do the crime, but I didn't have a firearm. I wasn't aware of a firearm until they told me the charges. And I wasn't billed with a firearm.
Tell me what happened. What happened? I've read your report, but tell me in your words what happened. Why did they arrest you, and why did they charge you with second-degree murder? And you say, go ahead.
I wasn't at home when the incident happened. I was gone. So my wife called me and said somebody was in the backyard. And me and my son had just got into an argument about some money he owed me. So he told me that he was on his way over to the house. So I'm on my way home. And before I got there, the shooting accident happened. So I wasn't even there when the accident happened.
There was a shooting incident. You didn't get shot?
No, I wasn't there.
Shots.
Oh, okay.
Who shot him?
I don't know. I wasn't present. I wasn't there.
Come on, you hadn't heard who shot him. It was happening at your house, but you don't know who shot him.
No, sir. There was so many, lately in my neighborhood, there's been a lot of juveniles breaking into cars. And the incident happened since I've been gone. They still broke into my wife's car and truck and stole some stuff out of the car. So that's what they've been doing. They probably when he pulled up, they probably just felt like they had to shoot.
Where were you at the time of the shooting?
I was gone. I wasn't even at the house.
Where were you?
I went to the store to get some gas in the truck.
Okay. Ms. Carroll? You have any questions, Carol?
No, what I
And
got
what
is,
about the, I'm sorry, Ms.
that's
Carroll.
okay.
What about the shotgun in your closet? Tell me about that.
A shotgun in the closet? There was no shotgun in my closet.
Wasn't no shotgun in your closet?
No, sir.
Oh, there was a pink pistol, but it was your wife.
They didn't say where it was found at. I don't know if it was in her purse or not. They didn't say it. I don't know where it was found at.
Well,
A
it's,
shotgun consistent with the injuries sustained by your son. The victim was not located. Okay, so they never did find a gun. Okay.
That's it?
Next one.
Rule number 5, subject is in violation of conditions as evident by the arrest on 1/12/2025 and being charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Same statement.
Are you going to plead not guilty with the same statement as the first?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Rule number 10, records reflect that that subject is currently delinquent $126 in supervisional fee. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. Okay.
Call this one.
All right, yeah.
Okay, you have DeMarco Addison, Mr. Addison.
Can I say one more thing? My wife, she stated in affidavits on that gun, saying that the gun was hers.
Right, the pistol, the 9mm.
Right.
Right, we got that in our record. Okay. DeMarco Addison.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell us what you have to say.
But basically, like he said, I was over there getting some stuff, and it was dark, and I don't even know, like, was they really even shooting at me, or what was the case? But all I know, I was loading up a dryer that I had over there, because I got a lot of little stuff over there, like a washer, a dryer. You got a shed over there. So I put a lot of stuff over there to keep from getting damaged. So I was over there, and me and my cousin, which I did hear something in the woods, but it's such a wooded area. I ain't really thinking nothing of it. I'm a country boy, so I ain't really thinking nothing of it. But as we loading up the washer and the dryer, getting ready to pull off, we hear shots fired, and then maybe probably a minute or two later, then my pops pulled up, and I guess from my understanding, the neighbor called the laws or called the police or whatever. So that's basically what happened, and I've been trying to stay in touch with the officer to try to figure out who did it, but it's like they not doing the investigation to even try to find out who even did it.
Well, it's hard to do an investigation to find out who did it when you originally said he did it, and they got you on a taped statement saying he did it. Now, why would you blame it on your daddy if he didn't do it?
Nah, that's not true. I never said my father did that. That's why I
Wait,
was.
on a video statement, you're gonna say that again. Okay, you didn't say that, is what you tell them.
No, I never said that on a video statement.
Okay. Anybody else have?
I have no more questions.
I've got the same thing that's based upon the police report by the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Deputy that you were in conflict with your father and that he was a shooter. But let me ask you something. You said you weren't there when the shooting took place, and he just said you were there because and he wasn't shot yet. So you had to have been there when the shooting took place, according to your son just now, because he was loading up a dryer or something, and there was shooting in the background, and then you came home.
He said I pulled off.
See, you weren't there with an injured son.
He said I pulled up when the incident happened, after the incident happened.
Yeah, like shortly after, probably like a minute or two, he was pulling up.
Okay, all right. Well, I misheard you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I never made a video statement. They were saying something about that, but I knew that wasn't true. But I mean, I don't understand why would they say that I said that. I mean,
How much money did you owe your father?
It wasn't nothing but like $300 or something like that.
It really wasn't that serious.
Nah, it wasn't nothing like that. Quite frankly, I don't even know why we even mentioned that because it wasn't even nothing like it was even nothing that serious.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion for an executive session and a second. Can I have a roll call?
Freeman.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go into executive session for a few minutes to discuss confidential matters. Please hang on and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back in session. Can I have a roll call to come back in session?
Tillis.
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes. Okay, we're back in regular session. I think the panel is ready to vote. It was Mr. Tillis's case. He will vote first.
Mr. Sells, due to the evidence that we have, my vote today is going to be to revoke.
Ms. Stapleton?
I concur with Mr. Tillis. You are around a firearm and that is prohibited.
Yep.
And I find you in violation of condition number 4 and number 5. Today your parole has been revoked. Good luck to you. And we're signing off at Tangipahoa Parish Jail at 10:44. Okay, good morning. My name is Pete Freeman. I will be the acting chair today. To my right is Ms. Stapleton. To my left is Mr. Tillis. We will panel today. And we're here for the parole hearing on Robert MEADS. Mr. Mead, would you state your name and DOC number for the record?
Could you speak a little louder, please?
Yeah, if not, turn the volume up. We can barely hear him.
Still, huh?
Yeah.
Be red, I thought it was green.
Put the thing over closer to him or something.
Try to get.
Yeah.
Did we hear him better?
Go ahead, state your name and DOC number.
My name is Mr. Robert. My name is Robert Charles Means Jr. And my DOC number is 395867.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we're at Dixon Correctional Institution with the staff at Dixon. Please introduce themselves.
Assistant Ward Ricky Williams.
Donald Cavalier, classification.
Okay.
Curtis Thurman, mental health. Xavier Short, reentry.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank y'all for having us today. All right, Mr. Meads, what I want you to do is I'm gonna read some information into the record. You tell me if it sounds correct. Mr. Meads, you are a first felony offender. You had a parole date of 8/1/21. You have a good time date of 2/24/46. You have a full term date of 2/19/2047. You're serving 50 years for the charge of attempted second-degree murder. Does that sound correct, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. Mr. Mead, what I want you to do, I want you to tell us what you did to get yourself put in prison and why do you think we should let you out today? Why should we consider letting you out? Okay? Good.
Sir, on February 18th, 1997, my girlfriend, Miss Marquita Neely, she was at Leonard Sherbert Medical Center in Terrebonne Parish, Homer, Louisiana, with her son. Her son and my stepson, he was there for honorary jobs. He was there for 6 weeks. And while he was there, me and her, we broke up. She wanted to go on with her life. And I used to go to the hospital and sit up with him and visit him. She didn't want me to come there no more. So I went there that morning on February 18th, and I was ordered off the premises by security. I came back, and I was in rage, my emotion got the best of me, and I went to the hospital, and I went there to shoot him. And I went to the room, she just had came back with her son from, I think he went and got an x-ray, Anthony Johnson Jr., my stepson went to get an x-ray. And when I came in there, she just had got back and had a nurse in there, Miss Ruth Carlos. And she said, that's Mr. Meads that wrote the report on that. I don't want him visiting no more. I said, I'm here to see my son and you, my stepson, Anthony. And the lady said, Miss Carlos said, Mr. Meads, you got to go. She don't want you here no more. So I said again that I was here to see them. And that's when I took the gun out and she told me to leave. Ms. Ruth Carlos went out the room and I started hitting Miss Marquita Neely with the gun beside the head, 25 automatic. And she was screaming, saying, somebody please help me. And she tried to run out the room. And I went behind her and hit her with the gun again. And drugged her back in the room and I tried to shoot her. And the gun jammed 3 times. And pulled the trigger again, and the gun went off several times, and she was shot. And she ran out the room.
Okay.
Why did you want to shoot her?
Because she wanted to go on her life, and I wasn't thinking about everybody, her feelings. Let's focus on me. I was self-centered. and I felt that I got rejected, and I wasn't thinking at the time.
I
was
see.
just emotions get the best of me, and I was wrong for what I've done.
Any drugs, alcohol involved?
No, sir. I used to drink, but I social, but I didn't drink that day. I just let my anger get the best of me.
Good, good. Okay, now tell us why you think we should let you out. What have you done in prison that you think that that we should consider letting you out?
Sir, I've been incarcerated 28 years and 8 months. Since I've been incarcerated, I have come to higher ground dealing with me knowing what I'm in here for. I'm very guilty of the charge, and I've accomplished so much since I've been incarceration. I have gotten every course that can help me in the healing process. Anger management, substance abuse, living in balance, character counts, GED school, and I experienced growth over the years, mentally and spiritually growth. Because when I was incarcerated, I was a younger individual. I was immature. And through the years of being incarceration, I came in contact with some people as individuals on a spiritual level that helped me become stronger in life and to help me advance in maturity. And God had come in my life, and that's how I changed. I'm not the same person I was years ago. Because I experienced growth in all areas of my life. And I take responsibility and I'm accountable for my actions. Marquita and Anthony didn't deserve what I did to them. I inflicted mentally and physically pain upon them. Attempt murder and aggravated battery upon them, but I was convicted on. I'm very guilty of. And
have you taken victim awareness?
Ma'am, sir?
Have you taken victim classes?
Yes, sir. I took victim awareness. I took victim awareness. I wrote accountability letter years ago, and it was sent to the district attorney's office and Sheriff Association, and they give a copy of the letter to her, and she received it.
Okay. Y'all been in contact with each other, I read.
But when my mother was living, my mother passed 7 months after I got denied last year, and we stayed in contact. My mother, I used to call her, and Marquita and my family, they never laid there and lost no contact among each other. You know, they stayed, remained close. And she seen that I was a different person because I sent my mother all of my certificates and everything after she received that impact letter that I wrote. And she seen that and felt deep inside her heart, God showed her that I didn't change, and that's why every time I went up for parole, that I didn't have an impact statement because she forgave me. And she said I deserve a second chance. But I still was denied first time because I didn't have, I got out of school. I was out of school for 6 years. I just had MAT left, but I got out of school and I was denied because I dropped out of school. I went back to school. Second time, I was denied again. And the denial was because they said I needed to take like mental health courses and see mental health doctors, and that's what took place. And I had been going through the mental health evaluation, and everything went, good. The evaluation, I showed remorse and accountability for my action.
Okay. Okay, Warden, what do you have to tell us about Mr. Meads?
Good morning. We're the record, like I said, he's been here at Dixon Correctional Institute, saying like June 11th, 2012. The last write-up he received was back in February 4, 2020, which was Rule 4, which is actually a low court write-up, disobedient. And he only got a minor sanction for that. It's 2 days, no canteen. And he roughly done been with like the last high court write-up he had received was back in 2015. So that was a Rule 28 aggravated work offense. Like I said, I've been here for over 25 years, and I never really have any issue with Mr. Meads since I've been here. jacket overall, he haven't had a lot of write-ups since he's been here at DCI.
Okay, I heard him talk about mental health, and earlier I think your mental health person is there.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Could he tell me what his diagnosis is, and does he have to take any medicine?
I couldn't tell you that right offhand right now. I'd have to look that up to see that. I can tell you what programs he's completed.
Okay, tell me what mental health programs he completed.
Okay, he's completed Cage of Rage twice. He took Cage of Rage again in December 2024, completed Nurturing Parenting again, July of this year, Celebrate Recovery, Denial Management, Drug Dealers Anonymous, Substance Abuse Education, Going Home, Staying Home, and Living in Balance as well.
Is he on any medication?
I'm not sure, sir. I don't have that on me.
No, sir.
On any medication, any mental health medication?
No, he don't meet that criteria.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's what we needed to know. Okay, your case has been, well, let me give, you have a speaker, let, Mr. Myers from the Parole Project.
Yes, good morning, Kerry Myers with Louisiana Parole Project. We want to let the board know that we've accepted Mr. Meads as a client. Based on everything you've just heard from the warden, from his programming, from the mental health director, his conduct, his programming, those are the reasons we have taken Mr. Meads, his maturity. He's been incarcerated for 28 years on this sentence, has done more than half. He has a long-term residence plan with his brother and opportunities for employment. So Parole Project believes that we can provide him with the transitional support necessary for him to be successful upon release. So we just, based on these things, the reasons we accepted him as a client, we'd ask this board to grant his parole today.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Meads, your case was assigned to Ms. Stapleton, so please answer any questions Ms. Stapleton asked.
Mr. Meads, I've heard about your different programs that you've been doing, and that's wonderful. And it's wonderful that you're in a situation where you can get those programs and that you're taking advantage of them. But let's go back to the day that all of this happened. And some of the things that could have happened that didn't happen. First of all, we're never hearing anything about the little 3-year-old that was in the hospital and had been very sick in the hospital, like you said, for a long time. So when you beat her and she got hit with, I've got that she got hit with 3 live rounds, and some of them had penetrated double parts of her body. The child was with her in her arms, and the child's nose was swollen and his teeth were loose. Doctors said there was possible internal bleeding in the nasal cavity of the child. The little boy, the child's not mentioned. So what do you think about the child? You did all this while she was holding her baby.
Yeah, I mentioned it for Mr. Spring, that the aggravated battery, attempt second-degree murder and aggravated battery occurred at the same time, at the same occurrence. And I'll show
So the aggravated battery was not included in.
Yeah, but this,
they let it out.
Yes.
It was, I say that it took place. I let the record reflect that. They said it took place and happened because when I hit Marquito with the gun, and that's how Anthony, my stepson, he got hit with the gun, because when she picked him up, she tried to leave out there, out the room. And I was hitting her with the gun, and he got hit with the gun in the process of my wrongs and my action. Because I let my emotions get the best of me, and I'm guilty of that as well. It's attempt second-degree murder. Committed those crimes, and I know I was wrong for what took place. And I take accountability for my actions. I'm guilty of the charges, both of them. Attempt second-degree murder and aggravated battery, and that what took place. That's the facts what took place in the case.
Well, let me ask you this. You've been arrested before all this happened between April of 96 and December. You've been arrested 6 times for violent behavior before this happened. And you said you were immature. You were 23 or 24 when this happened. That's not a 16 or a 15-year-old. That's immature. So, I mean.
I like to reflect that even though I was adult in age, 23 years old, I was messed up in the head. I wasn't thinking like a man was supposed to. Because my acts that I carried out, the wrongs, I wasn't thinking about that was people, the cause and effects of what was going to take place in people's life. I was, total disregard for my life, and I didn't see of other people's feelings, how they feel, what it cause and effects, that it be mentally and physical abuse that was inflicted. And also we can go to emotionally, spiritually. Marquita and Anthony, they say I was affected by these sins spiritually. Don't believe in God no more, or why God would let this shit happen to me. That affects people all types of ways, financially. And I know and I understand that, I acknowledge that it was a ripple effect on the whole community. I apologize to Terrebonne Parish, Tri-Parish area, Terrebonne, Lafourche, and St. Mary, that what I did was wrong. And I can only move on in life. The past, I got to move on in life. I just ask God to forgive me. I hope the victim forgives me. I got to move on in life from the past, but I cannot change that. But this is what took place, the facts. Everything what took place, the aggravated battery, took murder, I'm guilty of.
Okay, so here's a statement in the police report, Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office. There were at least 10 people in the area during the incident. 3 were other patients, so they were juveniles because this was a pediatric unit. 3 were other patients in the area as well. There were oxygen units throughout the hospital that could have, what you did could have ignited a spark. As stated earlier, this occurred in a pediatrics floor. TANGIPAHOA Parish Sheriff's Office is requesting that this blatant disregard for life be taken into consideration when establishing a bond. So this was about a bond. They also have wishes for it to be taken into consideration the disregard for the health and the intent on the hospital. And you know yourself that you did your best to shoot that lady, that it didn't fire at first and you kept hitting the gun to try and make it fire. So it was a very deliberate act. It was a very egregious act, and it was a very vicious act. And it could have affected way more people than it did. And I hear you taking accountability for that, but also with all of this comes consequences. I mean, there were consequences for this child and for the lady, and I know she's forgiven you, but society was involved in this too. That place could have blown up, or when you started shooting, it could have randomly hit other people, which you've talked about. So everything you did was at that time, that really wasn't immaturity, that was rage. You just didn't care. And you're doing a lot to correct yourself, and maybe you have corrected yourself by now. But like I said, that there's consequences to that type of behavior, because there could have been much higher consequences that day that, thank the good Lord, weren't. I don't know anything about the child. You know, he's older now too. I really didn't hear further on what the surgery led to. I mean, if there was internal bleeding, but the baby was hurt in her arms, and you didn't care about that child, even though you just admitted he'd been in the hospital for 6 weeks already. So, what you did then was a deliberate act. It was vicious. You were sentenced with a plea bargain to 50 years. They dropped what happened to the little boy. That's not even part of it. It's attempted second-degree murder. So I'm glad you're doing all you're doing, but the past speaks for itself too.
Okay,
I'd like to call for executive session.
I want one, I'd like to ask him a question. Do you ever have any contact with that child?
What you said is, compact, what you mean?
Have any contact or communication with the stepson?
No, ma'am, no, sir. Marquita, me and her been communicating last like 2013. I don't stay in contact with him, but his mother tell him that I asked about him, that he say that he prayed for me and he forgave me. He's 20, he's like 32 years old right now. And he said he forgave me. The victim, she said she forgive me. And I feel that's what the board should consider also, because the victim have a voice also. And I know I was wrong. I take accountability for my actions, and I was wrong for what I did. I know it was a ripple effect on everybody, not just the victim, the whole entire parish, tri-parish area, Terrebonne, Lafourche, and St. Mary, and the impact that everybody lives. Could be financially, emotionally, spiritually. And that took place with Marquita and that year. Well,
Okay. Okay. I think we got what you're trying to say. Mr. Tillis, you call for an executive session?
Yes, yes.
Mr. Tillis has moved for an executive session. I'll second.
Freeman.
Yes.
Tillis.
Yes.
Stapleton. Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go into executive session to discuss confidential matters. We will be back in a few minutes.
See what I'm saying? Mhm. Press that green. Wait a minute, hold on.
All right, parole board is called back to session. Would you call the roll, please?
Freeman.
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
Tillis.
Yes.
Okay, the parole board's ready to vote. Ms. Stapleton will be voting first since it was her case.
Mr. Meads, I'm happy for all of your efforts while you're in there, and that's wonderful, and you should consider that wonderful and continue on that path. But what happened was so very violent and so very deliberate, and you did get a plea bargain. And I'm glad the lady has forgiven you. We didn't hear from the child. We don't know what his feelings really are. But sometimes, you know, there's there's consequences to society for bad actions like this. So my vote today is, to deny.
Mr. Tillis?
My vote is gonna be to grant to the Louisiana Parole Board, Parole Project.
And my vote would also be to grant to the parole project. I think you are doing wonderful. I know you know it takes a unanimous board for you to be paroled today. Please don't put that head down, man. You'll be back soon, and you are doing what we asked. So, good luck to you. Is all I say. Good luck to you, sir.
I like the record reflect also, that I wasn't offered no plea bargain. I went to trial.
Right.
Carried from 10 to 50. I was convicted. I received the maximum sentence. I never was offered no plea bargain.
Oh, I thought that was what
No, it was a
charges.
I'm incarcerated. I was convicted for attempted second-degree murder.
Okay, well then you went to trial and a jury or a
Vote's the
judge.
same? It's good.
Okay,
Your vote's still the same?
it's still the same.
Okay, so her vote's still the same, so it's 2 out of 3 votes, so, today your parole's been denied, good luck to you.
Excuse me.
Hello?
Okay, we're back at Dixon Correctional Institute. My name is Pete Freeman. I'm the acting chair. To my left is Mr. Tillis. To my right is Ms. Stapleton. We will be your panel today. Mr. Thomas, would you please state your name and DOC number for the record?
Home 339805.
Okay. And I'm gonna read some information into the record. Please correct me if anything's wrong. We'll look into it. Mr. Thomas, you are a second felony offender. You have a parole date of 8/1/21. You have a good time date of 12/14/41 and a full term date of 5/22/45. You are serving a total sentence of 44 years, 11 months, and 27 days for the charges of armed robbery, illegal possession of stolen things, which was a revocation, and one of the revocations off of attempted armed robbery. Does that sound correct? Sir? Okay, thank you. Okay, Warden, would you tell us what you want us to know about this gentleman, Mr. Thomas?
Good morning. Thomas has been here since March 20th, 2023, and his stay here at DCI is record conduct record. He doesn't have a bad conduct record. He did receive a write-up on November 19th, 2024, which was a rule violation of a 31E, which is unauthorized use of an unauthorized item.
Is that a low court write-up?
It is a low court write-up, and he only received a minor sanction, like 2 weeks no canteen.
Okay, could you tell me what exactly he did? What's a 31E? We don't.
It is a 31E is basically is in reference to having a jailbroke tablet. They had these little tablets here, and they were saying that the tablet was altered, that it was jailbroke, to where that tablet can have like social media apps on it, stuff that's not allowed here at District Correction.
Oh, very serious. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Thomas. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that here on your behalf, you have Mr. Kerry Myers of the Louisiana Parole Project, and in opposition, we have Mr. Albert Johnson, a victim's brother, who is on Zoom and will be speaking at the proper time. I will call on y'all when it's your turn to say what you want to say. Okay, first off, Mr. Thomas, tell us what you did to get yourself put into jail, and why do you think it's your time to get out? Why do you think we should release you today?
Well, like you said, I committed an armed robbery. This had got out. This was released, no sense of direction. And at the time, it felt like it was good. But to see the parole officer, he wasn't there. And I was like, I just needed money at the time. A bad decision, bad time and bad decision. You know, and that's what I've been dealing with. That's what I've been dealing with. But since being incarcerated, my mindset has changed. I really believe that from adult ensues actions becomes habit, and habit becomes your character, and your character is what makes you you. You know, I made bad decisions. From those decisions I have learned. You know, and I know that I deserve a chance. I know I deserve another chance to be a beacon for the guys that's coming behind me.
Okay, well, I'll ask some more questions at my when we do the interview. Okay, and that's now here from Mr. Kerry Myers.
Yes, good morning again. Kerry Myers with Louisiana Parole Project. I want to let the board know that we've accepted Mr. Thomas as a client, Parole Project. His 25 years of incarceration, we understand that he's going to have reentry support needs. The world's obviously changed during his time, during his incarceration, and we're here to assist him through through that transition, through technology, through consumer skills, through the transitional counseling that be provided by our social workers, through the peer mentorship. Our program is designed for people like Mr. Thomas who have served longer sentences. He does have a long-term plan. His plan is to, once he leaves Parole Project, is to go to Florida, where he's, as of this week, we were told that he initiated his ICOTS application to go to Florida. So looking at his, he spent much of his time during the last several years of his incarceration on education. He has an associate's degree from Ashland University. He continues to work on that. He is a certified academic tutor. And based on his age, time served, and maturity, we believe that he presents a very low risk of offending. So we just ask this board to consider granting us parole today.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, and now we're going to hear from the victim's brother, Mr. Albert Johnson.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to say this. I'm not going to be long. I've been knowing this young man for 50, going on 53 years. My brother's not a bad man. He just made a lot of bad decisions. But with God, with our family, with me, because I'm in a position where I can actually really help my brother financially. I mean, I'm in a superintendent's position. I've also previously been incarcerated for 10 years, but like you said, it's about the mindset. Once a man changes his mind, his action is going to follow. And I know if you give him another chance, he owes society to go back and to teach the other troubled youth children about bad decisions and how to channel their behavior when they get upset or mad. Is always another alternative, another route. It's not always, it always look good on the surface, but if you do a crime, it's going to be consequences behind it. Whatever you do in life is going to be consequences, regardless of it's bad or good. It's going to be consequences. And I really truly believe that if you do allow him another chance to get out there, he will not only be productive, but he'll be willing to give back, and he will be an asset instead of a liability to society.
Let me ask you this. Do you live in Florida or do you live here?
Sir, I'm originally from Louisiana. I live in Florida now. My job, I've been welding 30 years. I have a job out here in Jacksonville, Florida. The name of the, sir?
I said good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like I said, I previously was incarcerated 10 years, but I sat down and I looked at myself because you have nothing but time in jail to actually really look within yourself, the brokenness, the hurt, the lack of this, the lack of that. But at the end of the day, whatever you make or whatever you do is going to help you or it's going to hurt you in life. But life is what you make out of it. And I know if I can change and I can turn my life around, I know exactly if he take the principles that he used in jail by educating himself, by helping other guys and continue building on that and doing a nonprofit organization and donating his time to the youth, I think he would be a real asset out here.
Okay, thank you, sir. We appreciate your time. Okay, your case has been assigned to me, Mr. Thomas, so I'm going to ask questions. While I'll lead the questions. Okay, so y'all kind of was just on a little crime spree, right?
Well, it was one mission, and I went to the place. The first time I went to the place, and I went in it was a gas station. Went in the gas station, got some cigarettes, robbed the guy.
I read the report.
Yeah, ran out.
Right.
So,
what was your involvement in the arrest? I see you were there, but I mean, at that store, you were the one with the gun, you the one got the money, and you the one that got the cigarettes. But on the other one, when they beat up the lady for the starter's jacket, what was your role in that one?
Beat up a woman with a starter's jacket?
They stole a starter jacket. You are charged with stealing a starter jacket from a lady.
Listen to that. I have two armed robbery charges. One was at a gas station, one was at a time station. One, I was a driver.
Here it is, right here. It just says that y'all took a Miami Hurricane starter jacket she was wearing. Aguilera started to run from the subject, who repeatedly advised that he would pop her. Miss Aguilar jumped a fence and fell to the ground. Subject started punching her, kicking her as he grabbed her jacket. So were you there when that one happened?
Okay. That's not me.
That
was not me.
Well, that's one of the charges you pled to. Okay. All right. me ask you this, what class have you taken that meant the most to you?
Well, I say my high set meant the most to me. My high set, receiving my high set in 2015 by far, because that set the tone and the stage for the other classes that I took and my associates, you know, just getting certified as a tutor, things like that, NCCR, but my high set, that set the stage for me. That's
Okay. Okay, what kind of community service you do at the prison? I know you do some tutoring. You part of any clubs or anything? Y'all do any kind of Christmas drives, anything like that?
Well, we have a in-house pillars program. And that's a little group that meet on every Sunday and every Tuesday to give back to the guys that's on the compound, things like that, you know. But my current job now that I do on at nighttime is recreational order. Keep the floors clean for the guys, put the games out for them and stuff like that. Make sure everything's free. In my spare time, off the record, what administration don't know, I'm an in-house mentor. You know, I helped start the sober living program. I was the first mentor to start that here, sober living program, and I based the curriculum for that. Now it's up and running, and they have a nice success rate.
Okay.
Chris, you finished?
No, I just want to state some stuff and then I'll let you answer. I do want to state for the record that the sheriff, chief, and attorney general and the DA are opposed. One of the victims is deceased, Mr. Myers. Another victim is also deceased. Ms. Aguilar stated that she would leave it up to the board, as this Mr. Miller said, would leave it up to the board, and Ms. Gonzalez, we were unable to contact. I just wanted that for the record to know that. I have no further questions. The panel have any questions?
Yeah. You stated earlier in your statement that you deserve to be paroled. Explain that to me, please. Or did I misunderstand you?
Oh, you didn't. You did not misunderstand. When I say I deserve another chance, yet another chance, it's because my mindset, the mindset, everyone changed for the better, for the worse. Mine is for the better. This is why I say that, because everything starts with a thought, then it's an action. And after that action becomes a habit. Habit becomes a character. That's what I said. And that character what makes you you.
I see.
My character has changed over the years.
What do you plan to do if released? What do you plan to do?
Like Mr. Myers said that he's going to help with my going back into society. I have a brother that's a contract welder. You know, I've been in close contact with your support service out of Lafayette or offshore. One of my main things is getting away from going back into society, but not going back to the same crowd or having the same problem that have me to even think about reoffending. So work is most definitely available for me with community service.
I have no questions.
Stapleton, any questions?
Am I correct when I see that you were revoked twice before, which led to the armed robbery that was 40 years?
Ma'am?
Did you get 2 revocations prior to the armed robbery? That was now 40 years.
Yes, I was revoked. I never saw parole.
Okay. Panel ready to vote? Okay. You know, you actually have no victim opposition. You've done some good things in prison, real good things. Thomas, I think I'm gonna take a chance on you today. My vote would be to grant. Mr. Myers, I don't want you to let him leave that parole project just because Florida accepts him if he's not ready. Okay, I'm gonna leave that up to you and Mr. Hunley's discretion. But if he's not ready, we'll just let him do interstate compact again later. I want y'all to go through your full program with. Okay, understood. Okay, so my vote today would be to grant to the parole project. And from the parole project, we'll see what happens with your interstate compact. I'm not gonna put any conditions on you. I'm gonna leave that up to Florida because Florida probably has different conditions than us. If you do stay in Louisiana, if a probation officer wants to add some conditions, we will be glad to add them. Okay, but that's my vote today. Mr. Tillers.
My vote also is to grant, I admire you for doing what you've done, and I hope, and my vote is to grant to the Louisiana Parole Project, and I hope you stay on a good path. You seem like you got your head together. You made some bad mistakes, but I'm gonna give you a chance to.
Okay, Ms. Stapleton.
Okay, I agree with my fellow board members. Heard from your brother in Florida, so that's another support system. And of course, Mr. Myers, they have an excellent program. And I agree with Mr. Freeman, Mr. Myers. You know, he got out before and then what he did was this armed robbery. And so everything that he needs to do through y'all and close supervision, that would be what I'd be most interested in. So today my vote is to grant your parole.
Okay, you've received 3 votes to grant, so today you've been granted. Good luck to you, Mr. Thomas. You better do us right now.
I will, I promise. Thank you.
All right, thank y'all. We're signing off at Dixon at 11:52. Thank you, Warden. We appreciate all of the help y'all give.
That's it?
We're here now for the revocation hearing on Charles Martin. Mr. Martin, please state your name and DOC number for the record.
Charles Martin, 721-499.
Okay, Mr. Martin. Do you have your parole questionnaire with you?
I'm not sure what you're meaning. You want me to call the officer back?
Put it up on screen.
Yeah, we do need the officer back too, though.
Mr. South. Mr. South.
That's all right.
What? Excuse me. Trustee.
It's all right. Come on back. We'll do it without him. We'll do it without him. Okay. So we're gonna put a parole questionnaire up on the board. Tell me if that's your signature or not. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you request appointed counsel?
What you mean?
Did they all do you have a lawyer or did you hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay. So they had a preliminary hearing without an attorney. Do you need an attorney or you wish to proceed without one?
I wish to proceed without one.
Okay. All right. Your case has been assigned to Ms. Stapleton, and she's gonna read your violations, and you can plead guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement, not guilty with a statement. Okay? Understand?
Yes, sir.
What's your educational level?
I did one, I scored a 23 on the ACT and I got a scholarship to go to Southeastern for electrical engineering.
Good. Okay, so you do have that. Okay.
I did 1 year.
All right, Mr. Stapleton.
Okay. Rule violation number 1, you failed to report to probation and parole within 48 hours of your release on 7/28/25. How do you plead?
I didn't have no vehicle. I didn't have no ride. They came to my house and spoke to me though.
When did they come to your house?
Probably about Mr. Aaron was my PO. He pulled up probably 3-4 days after I got released. He came to my house.
Well, you got wrote up for it.
So did you report back to the office to get signed up for intake?
I thought I was already signed up when he left my house. He didn't say anything like that. He just said, you know, stay out of trouble and do good for myself.
What's his plea?
All right, so
Not guilty.
so you're pleading not guilty? Is that your plea with this statement?
I didn't go to Covington. I didn't report, but he came to my house and spoke to me twice.
So what have you done? Guilty or guilty?
Huh?
With a statement?
He pled not guilty with a statement.
Okay. All right, number 4, you engaged in criminal activity on or about 6/16/2025. This is evident by your arrest by the Washington Parish Sheriff's Office for assault, simple domestic violence, resisting arrest by providing false booking information. How do you plead on that one?
I was only home from prison 2 weeks. My mom was drunk and she called the police on me. I told her, you can call the police, I'm not scared, and I walked down the road. It was just one big misunderstanding. I just want another chance. And then I was only home 2 weeks. My mom, she called up here and tried to drop the charges, but they said it was too late. I called my uncle. He spoke to my PO and told the PO that she was drunk that night. It was just one big misunderstanding.
Okay, so you plead not guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's your statement. Okay, I wanted to, they do an institutional risk assessment. And according to this, you have, and it's really unusual for the risk to be very high, but yours is very high. You're a third offender class. So, they're finding a lot of problems here. And you've been revoked before.
But that was when I got revoked before. That was I understand that. I was guilty on that. That was a very serious matter. That was a felony charge. It was serious. But this is very, very simple. Me and my mom just got into an argument. That's all it was. And I did not provide false information because the police officers and the officers here at the jail, they know me. I wouldn't have gave them no fake name. I didn't provide no false information. I don't know where that came from.
Well, you know, your previous arrests were all of a violent nature, and you've got quite a few in 1997, dating back to then. And in 2024, your arrest was with a firearm, convicted.
You said in 1997?
Yes.
I was only 4 years old in 1997.
Well, we'll skip that one. Well, I don't know where this came from, but it was in there. No. All right, that one went, okay. Oh, Lord. Okay, what about 2024? Firearm with a convicted felon, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I went to jail for that. That's what I'm saying. With this misdemeanor, please, can y'all give me another chance?
Okay. All right. So you've been in a lane hunt, right?
Yes, ma'am. And it was horrible. I hated it.
So what caused you to be in a lane hunt? Was there a reason?
Because the felon with a firearm, and they sent me there. And I just got released July 28th. I was only home 2 weeks before me and my mom got in an argument.
I see that. And here's the thing. Your mother's 61, correct? And you're approximately, how old are you? 28? What's your age right now?
32.
32, okay. So you can see where what you see as an argument, she may have felt intimidated by it, and then you had this violent past, and I don't know if you did other things, but
I've never harmed anybody.
Huh?
I've never harmed anybody. I'll never harm my mother. I could see why she felt the way she felt, but I've learned my lesson. The next time, even if she is drunk, I'll just leave. I'll just walk off. I won't even say nothing to her. Please, I don't want to go back.
Yes, please.
Where do you plan to live if you're released?
I'll live with her and my uncle. My uncle stays on the same street.
Would it be better if you live with your uncle than your mother, since you all had a disagreement?
Yes, sir. 30533 Wesley Red Road. That's my uncle, Jesse Bickle.
What kind of work do you plan to seek? Or you just got out a couple of weeks, you hadn't found any work yet?
I've had grand mal seizures. I bite my tongue. I've had epilepsy for 15 years. I got denied for my disability one time before I went to prison. And my uncle said, that's the first thing we're gonna do when I get out. We're gonna try to start my disability.
I see. So your plans are to stay with him?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have no more questions.
Where is your uncle or your mother or anyone? Why nobody's here with you today?
I told you my parole officer called both of them. They both spoke to him. He told her. I mean, he told him what happened that night. I was walking up the road to his house when she got drunk and wanted to call the police. I was walking up the road to his house, and when I came to jail, he said, "Why didn't you call me?" I said, "I did." He said, "Well, when you get out, get all your stuff and come stay with me."
Okay, and all right. Have your charge been disposed? Do you have any pending charges right now?
No, sir. I went to the misdemeanor court. They said credit, but they said credit. They asked me how long I've been in here. I told them 2 months. They said credit for time served, and it's all on y'all.
Well, they didn't tell you that pleading guilty could revoke your probation. I mean, your parole. It doesn't have to be a felony. What you pled to?
The misdemeanor. They said credit for time served. I asked the public defender what's the quickest way to go home, and I was just trying to see if y'all to help me out. Give me a 15-day tech credit for time served. I won't even stay with her. I'll go stay with my uncle.
Okay, I got no other questions.
I don't have any questions.
All right.
Okay, is the panel ready to vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Second.
Based upon your third class offender, Mr. Martin, and your come back as a high risk. And I know you said your mother was.
We vote.
You said your mother was drunk at the time, but she also called the police and she gave a statement to the police. And so my vote is going to be to revoke you based upon 4 and 1.
Okay, Mr. Tillis?
My vote is going to be to do not revoke, pending that you live with your uncle.
Thank you.
And my vote is gonna be to revoke, I find you violation of number 4. So that's 2 votes to revoke, 1 vote not to revoke. Today, your parole has been revoked. Good luck to you. We're signing off.